Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Fredo Cervantes here. May the 2nd, beautiful Tuesday, and these are the breaks.
These
are the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
Yes, sir. That is right. These are the breaks. With myself, Fredo Cervantes, here live from the Infinity Studios. It is May the 2nd. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The Lakers advanced to the second round of the playoffs, which nobody expected them to be in this situation, even me, myself, and I. I did not expect the Lakers to be here right now. I did not expect them to be facing the Warriors in Game 1 today. I didn't expect that. Nobody else even expected that. The Lakers started the season 2-10 in the first 12 games of the season with Darvin Ham as a head coach in his first year. I was not impressed. Neither were the other Laker Nation fans impressed with Darvin Ham and his coaching style. But guess what? After the trade deadline, Rob Pelinka said, hell no, I'm not going to let this season go to waste. And guess what he did? Made some trades. Traded Russell Westbrook. Traded some Patrick Beverly and some of the other guys. And they acquired D'Angelo Russell and these kids. Now they're on the way to the second round of the playoffs to face the Golden State Warriors. Can you believe that? Take a deep breath. Take a second. Take a chill pill and relax. And just think for a second. Did the great LeBron James just do the unthinkable? Did LeBron James really put this whole city on his back and taking them to the playoffs of the second round? Like, it is unbelievable. It's still not feeling normal that the Lakers actually beat on the Memphis Grizzlies, which that is where I'm going to go right now. I'm not going to let the Memphis Grizzlies get away with this right now. Not going to let it get away with it. The other LA fans also didn't let John Moran and Mr. Dillon Brooks get away with this as they exited Game 6 from the arena on Friday night, as they were, for the people that know where Crypto.com Arena is in LA Live, it's within maybe 100 feet away from the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. So it's literally right across the street. And, instead of actually riding a bus, there's no reason to ride a bus from the arena to the hotel. They walked, not knowing that maybe the fans were going to call them out or say certain things. But, a lot of fans were screaming bad things. There were just things that I cannot even repeat right now. But one of the things that I really loved was that John Morant was actually playing to the crowd. He was like, yes, give it to me. I deserve this. Yes, I failed in 6 games to the Lakers. Yes, I was maybe he was the dumbest player all year long. If it wasn't for the situation that he dealt with at that club in Denver, Colorado, about a month ago, the Memphis Grizzlies maybe would have won this series. But there was just too much drama, too many injuries at the end of the day that happened with the Memphis Grizzlies, and why the reason they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers, which nobody expected the Lakers to win this. Nobody. But, Steven Adams wasn't on the court. Some of the other guys, Brandon Clark was not on the court. And it seemed like Dillon Brooks was never on the court in neither of the games. When you talk too much and you can't back it up, you have to. Thankfully, the NBA fined Dillon Brooks millions of dollars, which maybe to him is nothing. But he was fined for not talking to the media after post-game interviews, because these are mandatory. The NBA will fine you if you don't talk to us. They will fine you. Dillon Brooks seemed like, hey, I'm not talking to the media. I'm out. I'm leaving after Game 3, after Game 4, and after Game 6. But, hey, when you win, you'll talk, right? When you win. And Game 5, you won in Memphis, and you talked. But I guess when you lose, you just don't like talking it. At times, certain people like that are just sore losers. They're just sore losers. If you can't handle the backlash, then don't even try to go after it. Don't try to be that dog that, you think you are, because you're not a dog. You're a little puppy, Dillon Brooks. You're a little puppy dog, little Chihuahua dog, one of those little dogs you'll find at the swap meet or something. You're one of those right there. And, on your contract year right now, if I was a Memphis Grizzlies member I would not want you back. You talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. You turn around, you face the other way, and you act like you didn't say nothing. So certain players deserve certain backlashes. And, Dillon Brooks deserves every single bit that he's gotten over the last few days. But forget the Memphis Grizzlies. They're at home right now. They're maybe in Cancun, maybe in Vegas celebrating their ass off. Or maybe John Moran is back in a strip club, waving guns again. Who knows? Hey, but they can do whatever they want. It's the offseason. But there's another team that does not have an offseason. It is the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors beat down on the Sacramento Kings in Game 7 in Sacramento. How crazy is that? For Stephen Curry to go into Sacramento and drop a 50-piece. He dropped a 50-piece in Sacramento in Game 7, which is the most points scored by any player in the Game 7. It is crazy to see that Sacramento blew it. They blew it. They were up 2-0 heading to Golden State with no Draymond in Game 3. So if they would have won that game, they would have been up 3-0 with Draymond coming back in Game 4. That was the mistake they did right there. Plain and simple. That was a huge mistake. But you got to give credit where credit is due to Steve Kerr and the way he kind of kept his troops together. He kept all the players wild up. Gary Payton II was playing great like last season. It reminded me the way he was doing last season, playing tremendous defense on De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk. And as well, Malik Monk's another dude. Malik's another dude that, I have some respect for Malik. I got a chance to kind of see his game pretty up close last season when he was with the Lakers. But Malik was another talker. He was another talker. And, when you wake certain people up, look at what Steph Curry did in Game 7. Look what you did, Malik Monk. So certain players that, when you talk and you don't come out and perform, because Malik didn't perform in Game 7. He didn't perform. He didn't show up. He didn't hit the shots when he needed to. And for the Sacramento Kings to lose by almost 15 to 20 points, Game 7 at home. When was the last time the Sacramento Kings played a Game 7 at home? It was in 2002. They faced the Los Angeles Lakers. Shaq and Kobe went into the Arco Arena and they slapped them around. That's when the Lakers went on to win their third championship in a row that year. So the Kings have a very, very bad history with Game 7s at home. But now it takes for the Warriors and the Lakers. Game 1 tonight here from not the Crypto.com. They're actually up at the Chase Center in San Francisco today. So what can we expect from Stephen Curry and LeBron James? This is where I'm going to give you guys my thought before I take you guys to a quick commercial break. LeBron James, and Stephen Curry have a pretty good rivalry that's been going on since 2015. Since Stephen Curry beat down on LeBron in 2015. Stephen Curry right now, he's 3-1 against LeBron James in the NBA Finals. 3-1. So LeBron does have the history of coming back being down 3-1. So you can look at maybe, okay, you look at the pieces they got. LeBron got AD. Curry got Thompson. LeBron also got D'Angelo Russell. Warriors got Draymond. You got Jordan Poole right there. You got Kayvon Looney, which shout out to Kayvon Looney, man. This man here out of UCLA, I have not seen hustle. And the word hustle is used for guys like Dennis Rodman, the way he hustles for the rebound. There's certain key players that always hustle for rebounds, hustle for the extra plays, for those loose balls. Especially in the Game 7, you got to go out there and fight. Within a minute span, Kevon Looney grabbed 6 rebounds. In a minute span, he grabbed 6 rebounds. There's other players that cannot even grab 6 rebounds in a whole game. And Kayvon Looney did it in a minute? It's crazy. So give that man some credit, because that's the reason why the Lakers might have some success on the Warriors. Because Kayvon Looney is the only big man they got And he's pretty physical down there, which he always gets in foul trouble. So that's a key factor right there that you got to look at, Darvin Ham. You got to realize you start the game at Anthony Davis going down to the post. You got to get Kayvon Looney in foul trouble in order to get him out of the game. The moment you get him out of the game, Draymond got to move to the 5. Then you got Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, and Stephon Curry. They're small. They're puppies compared to LeBron James, AD, and the tremendous play from Austin Reeves. His defense, Dennis Schroeder defense. Dennis and Austin are going to be the key factors right here. Dennis and Austin got to harass Stephen Curry throughout the game. They just got to harass him, chase him. And Dennis does a great thing. Dennis is amazing with this. He's like a magnet to you. He's going to get attached to you, and he's going to be running wherever you go. That's the best thing about Dennis. Dennis does not get tired. He does not get tired at all. I do see the series going pretty deep. I don't see Adam Silver allowing this series to end in 1 to 6 games. See, I don't see that. I see this series going to 7 games. I see there's going to play out like this, 7 games. But who's going to win? Who's going to win the series? Is it Curry? Is it LeBron? You know what I know. It's LeBron James. Plain and simple. LeBron in 7. Lakers in 7. When we return here on Monday Night Fredo, I'm going to touch a little bit on the Eastern Conference, on what happened with the Boston Celtics on Monday night. When we return here on Monday Night Fredo. Oh. Oh, shit.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Yes. These are the breaks here on Infinity Studios. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, and ladies and gentlemen, you know, when you deal with the Eastern Conference, a lot of times people want to look at it as it's the soft conference. It's the conference that, you know, there's not that much expectations coming out of the Eastern Conference. When you look at the Western Conference, you look at Kevin Durant, you look at LeBron, you look at Curry, you look at a lot of spectacular players. But there is one team that I've been talking about all season long. And, you know, I've been telling you guys that there is only one team that is very much capable of winning it all, which is the Boston Celtics. But the way the Boston Celtics performed last night at home against the Philadelphia Sixers with no Joel Embiid and possibly no Joel Embiid in game 2 as well, they lost the game. James Harden came out and shot the lights out, dropping 45 points, tying his career high in a playoff game to win 119-115 Monday night. When I was watching the game, I was looking at it early on, and I'm like, okay, this game is going to be pretty competitive. I mean, James Harden seems to be hitting his shots. James Harden started the game shooting 4 for 4 from 3. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Since when has James Harden played like this? I have not seen James Harden play like this since he was a Houston Rocket. He's been through the Brooklyn Nets and been through almost a whole year and a half with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I have not seen James Harden perform like this. I mean, there's been a lot of games that he's played on without no Joel Embiid. When Joel Embiid does not play with the Sixers are scoring 7 points more, averaging 117 points a game with no Joel Embiid in the lineup. They've been scoring 117 points, and guess what? They won the game 119-115. Lets you know that statistics at times do come into place. And, lets you know that the Boston Celtics should have known and very much well known how to guard James Harden. Make him shoot the ball. Guess what they did? Bingo! They made him shoot the ball. This man shot the lights out. He scored all these points. I mean, you look at the rest of the players. You look at Maxey. Maxey played tremendous as well, dropping 26 points as well. A young guy, coming into the league. You got Tobias Harris. Tobias has been experienced around the league, being through Orlando, through the Magic, through the Clippers, and also here with the Philadelphia 76ers. Boston is still going to get out of this. I mean, yeah, Boston made some crucial mistakes. A big turnover by Marcus Smart with a minute and a half remaining in the game as they were up by 2, turn it around. James Harden hit 2 big threes in the last 60 seconds of the game, which kind of gave them the boost. And I cannot see another game where Jason Tatum goes lights out, scores 39 points, 26 of them came in the first half. Then you have another guy like Jaylen Brown who only took 10 shots. 10 shots. Jaylen Brown scores 16 points in the first half, ended the game with 23 points. That's not the way you control your 2 superstars. There's another guy who did not play tremendous minutes as well, was Derek White. Derek White's another guy who's giving you 16 points as a starter. He started today, but Malcolm Brogdon, who is the reigning sixth man of the year, he was given those minutes that Derek White normally has. The difference between Malcolm Brogdon and Derek White is Derek White's a 3-point specialist. Brogdon is a crafty specialist, a guy that can kind of be a playmaker. You don't need a playmaker in the last 5 minutes when you got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You don't need another playmaker. You need a guy like Derek White to be out there. You need a guy like Al Horford to stay out in the wing and to open up the space. So in order for Jason Tatum to drive in and make some shots. There was a few crucial mistakes, and those were coaching mistakes. And there was a situation with the last 20 seconds. This is where I'm going to end with the Boston Celtics. There was 20 seconds remaining. Boston was down by 2, and Jaylen Brown had the ball with maybe it was kicked to him with 3 seconds left. And you got to be aware as a player. You got to be aware of the shot clock, especially late in the game. And if you see that there's 3 seconds left in the shot clock and you grab the ball, don't pass it. Don't pass it, because by the time you pass it, the other guy's going to grab it, and it's going to be 1 second left on the clock. You're not going to get a good shot, especially Jaylen Brown. When you grab the ball at the 3-point line and you were open, why kick it out to somebody else? Take the shot. Take the freaking shot. But they missed the shot, and they missed the game. Philadelphia now leads the series 1-0. There will be game 2 tomorrow night at the TD Garden. And hopefully Boston can pick up a slack, and maybe Tatum can repeat his greatness again in this game. So when we return here on These Are the Breaks, I'm going to talk a little bit about the NFL draft. There was a lot of new draftees. There's a lot of new spectacular players in some weird places. I will talk a little bit about that when we return here on These Are the Breaks.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are the breaks. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. It is Taco Tuesday as well, so go ahead and get some tacos. Get some tacos. Watch the Laker game tonight. Watch Stephen Curry and LeBron James kick it off tonight on TNT. So if you guys check that out, you guys must have checked out the NFL draft last week. The NFL draft had a great turnaround, especially with Will Levis, man. I mean, I don't know where to start with this, man. The quarterback from Kentucky. When you look at certain players and you feel that, you know, in football, when you're a quarterback, people don't look at your muscles, how big you are, how much you worked out every day. They don't look at your social media and see all the pictures you're posting, all the selfies you're posting. They don't look at that. They don't care about that. They don't care about your following. They care about how good you can throw the ball. You know, that's what they care about, how good of a leader you can be in the NFL. They don't care about how young you are and how, I guess you could say, immature you are in certain things in your social media, because from what I'm hearing, from what I've followed and seen, his Twitter, his TikTok, and his Instagram is not the best. And that's what turned off a lot of NFL GMs, which Mel Kiper from ESPN actually had Mr. Levis being taken second overall in the NFL draft. He ended up going home on day one of the NFL draft as not getting drafted at all. It was a sad story to see, but at the same time, it was kind of meant to be. The Tennessee Titans picked him up as the second pick the following day in the second round of the NFL draft, and he ended up going to the Tennessee Titans. Another guy, Bryce Young, quarterback, taken number 1 overall by the Carolina Panthers. That was a pretty good pick. You had Anthony Richardson. You had a lot of great picks, but one pick that pretty much surprised me, which was a pick from the Los Angeles Rams. You know, the Rams, believe it or not, we all heard this last season from Les Snead, who is the GM of the Los Angeles Rams. You know, he said, F them picks. F them picks. I don't need no picks. He traded every single pick he had to get this man right here. But guess what he did? In the last, month or so, multiple trades, sending Jalen Ramsey across town, grabbing other people coming around. And he got 24 draft selections. 24. It's crazy and unbelievable when you look at certain teams that make so many selections in an NFL draft. You just kind of lets you know, like, okay, you better find a handful of players that can really make the Los Angeles Rams competitive this year. The Los Angeles Rams were just pretty much awful all year long. They went 5-12 all season long. Had an awful post Super Bowl winning year. I mean, when you win the Super Bowl or in any championship in any league, you kind of see yourself as kind of being competitive for the next few seasons, especially when you won it. Especially when you had a guy like Sean McVay, a guy like Matthew Stafford, a guy like Aaron Donald, and Cooper Kupp. Guys like those you can build off of. But when you start giving up and start throwing in the towel and letting the other team across town, the LA Chargers, kind of take the momentum, because the Chargers picked up the momentum. They drafted a few young players. They got a great wide receiving core now, and it seemed like I now know what the Chargers were doing all year long last season. All the scouts were scouting the TCU games because for some reason the Los Angeles Chargers decided, you know what? I'm going to take the TCU quarterback. I'm going to take the 2 TCU best wide receivers. Those 3 guys are now Los Angeles Chargers. And a lot of people want to say, well, why would the Chargers draft another quarterback? Why would they do that? Justin Herbert is entering his 4th year in his 5th-year contract. rookie contract, and he is eligible. And as we speak right now, the Chargers and Justin Herbert are negotiating his new contract extension, which is going to surpass Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson and the other guy who just signed the other day. But when you look at certain guys and you be like, well, why did they draft the TCU quarterback? Well, the reason why they drafted him, they got a backup in Chase Daniel. He's 36 years old, 37 years old, and Chase Daniel, he's not that good of a backup quarterback. When you have a backup quarterback in the league, he's a backup for a reason. There's certain people that are backups just because there's nobody else they can get as a backup, because a lot of quarterbacks, this is their mentality. The way they think out on the field and the way they think as they want to kind of market themselves is like, well, if I'm not a starter, I don't want to be a backup. I don't want to play. There's a lot of teams like the Las Vegas Raiders were doing this a lot. The Patriots were doing this a lot. The Niners were doing this a lot, getting good quality backups. Certain guys like Baker Mayfield, like, I'm not going to be a backup. I'm not going to be a backup. I'm not going to be a backup. He ended up going to the Los Angeles Rams, and he kind of gave them a little bit of spark because the Rams were the only team that were going to let him be a starter. But when quarterbacks have a mindset of like, well, if I'm not a starter, I don't want to play. I don't want to be here. I want to go somewhere where I can start. No, you go play by the way things are going, because when you're a guy and you have no stripes in the league, you have no stripes. Hey, man, you got to fit what you can. That's what you got to do. Certain players like that nowadays are not like that. They're not. And I hope Bryce Young, then this is going to Bryce Young. This is where I'm going to finish off. Bryce Young was the number 1 overall pick, and he's not that tall. He reminds me of Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was the number 1 overall pick a few years ago for the Arizona Cardinals. And guess what he's doing right now? He's playing video games. He can't even get a contract extension by his own team because they're saying, hey, you got to stop playing video games and get back on the field and play and practice with us. There's a lot of young guys out there that are leveled like Kyler Murray coming out of Oklahoma. You got another guy here coming out of Alabama and Bryce Young. They go to good quality schools. These quality schools, you got Nick Saban as your head coach. Guys like them, they feel like, okay, we're going to build off a guy like this. But when you're 5'10" in the NFL and you're a quarterback, you can't even see over your linemen. A lot of players out there don't have that much success. They don't. You need a good coordinator and a good coach to put you in the right spots and call the right plays to make you a successful quarterback. That's the reason why Russell Wilson has really much not been successful that much. That big crucial interception that Russell Wilson threw in the playoffs in the Super Bowl, that loss against the New England Patriots. Why did he throw that interception? Couldn't see. Lineman so big. Defensive guys so big. So that I had trouble with Bryce Young going number 1 to the Carolina Panthers. But hey, what do I know? Carolina messes up the number 1 overall pick every single year, every single time. So Carolina's just going to Carolina it themselves. And what am I going to do? Hey, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Let you guys rewatch this Breaks episode if you guys want to see what I said earlier on today. If not, make sure you tune in to Monday Night Fredo every single Monday here on Infinity TV. And next Tuesday, when I get back here with you guys on the Breaks, the Lakers are going to be done in the first 4-game series. What is it going to look like? It's going to be 2-2. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.